Hello and welcome back to the second installment of my Let's Play series of XCOM Long War. We've got our first alien abduction mission, having completed the first mission of the campaign. We also have a crashed small UFO that we shot down as well. So let's get started. We've got the squad kitted out already. It's a moderate abduction. I think that's usually 4 pods of aliens, if I'm not mistaken. And we're bringing a group of 6 rookies here. Since it's the early months, we want to level up as many rookies as possible. Let's do this. Looks like we're flying to Canada.
Touching down.
And we're in another urban block.
Alien activity continues to surge within several major cities. Our response is crucial to minimizing the spread of panic.
As with the very first mission, we really have one objective here: bring everyone home alive. I will perhaps be slightly more aggressive going for Meld than I was in the previous mission, but it's really not a priority at this stage. Once we have a few specialists and a motion tracker, then we can start really going for the Meld. But at the moment, we're at a significant disadvantage bringing 6 rookies. So I'll be playing carefully. Okay, here we are. So we've landed in the middle of the road, and this is kind of a strange map. It's an urban block that's been bombed out.
Roger, Big Sky. Reading you 5 by 5. Strike 1 has the green light for deployment.
The centerpiece of the map is this sort of open second story rooftop, which you can get to through this stairwell here, but there's also a number of pipes that you can climb up to take this roof as well. And I think it's really in our interest to get up that roof if we can. That said, we want to avoid getting bogged down in a firefight in this part of the map, so I'm actually somewhat tempted to swing around this way, breach through the door, and then take the stairs and move up. Regardless, I will head sort of backwards in this direction to start with. Probably with a small move into this car to start with.
Okay. Getting it done.
Note that we have a smoke grenade this time around, as well as a mix of AP grenades, flashbang, a couple of medkits. Okay, so far we hear sectoids in the fog. It's also possible that we encounter drones. Alright, because we can actually see into the building already, there's really very little point in going down this alley, so I think I'm just going to head straight for the stairs. Line of sight is blocked by this wall regardless, and if we see sectoids down here, there is quite a bit of nice heavy cover in this room, so let's just move into it. I'm tempted to make one small half move, but let's just get in there.
That's affirmative.
I doubt we're spotting any aliens, and that is indeed the case, as you can see. So let's just get everybody back in here. I think this is one of those moments where it's actually in your interest to rush your troops up, keeping the squad together, trying to avoid any toggling of the aliens. And we'll overwatch with the remaining squad. Okay, so we have the aliens in this direction. It sounds like a sectoid pod. That said, I'm still thinking it's in my best interest to simply head up the stairwell. The high ground is really quite an excellent position in this map, so let's see which troop has the best movement. Okay, looks like it's going to be this troop here with the carbine.
Bien.
And we're happy not to trigger any of the sectoids in that first move. That's very promising. I think what we will actually want to do at this point is just... we may even be safe to... Yeah, I think we're actually going to be safe just to dash up the stairs here. We're not going to toggle any contact doing that. So this turn I will actually dash everyone right up. Yeah, that looks quite safe.
I'm right there.
I will keep to the left side though, just in case we draw contact through that door.
Already there. Rolling out. Sono già là.
That looks pretty good. It's also quite possible that there are sectoids up on this open rooftop. So I'd be very curious to see where we meet our first pod. I think at this point we can just make a small move towards the doorway and then assemble a proper door breach. Looks like we can actually see through the door anyway, but this looks to be quite a nice spot to set up shop here.
I'm on it, Commander.
Sí, señor comandante.
That's affirmative.
Okay.
On Overwatch. Moving to Overwatch.
Meto di guardia.
Afirmativo, cubriendo.
Possibly should just be overwatching, as we may be able to shoot through that door since it's open, but
¿Oís eso?
hard to tell. Okay, so we have an open door somewhere. Let's see if we can find out which door the aliens just popped through. There's quite a lot of doors on this map, so they could be just about anywhere. It's not the back door here, nor is it either of these nearby doors. I think it might be this one. This is a reminder that I need to rebind my my mouse so that I can actually zoom in a little bit closer. Not that door there. Okay, well, I'm left thinking it's this one that's been popped open. In which case we want to be a little bit careful how we proceed, as we could draw contact down through this open area here to the right. What I think I will do, we did also hear a pod in this direction, and so I'm tempted to move towards them and see if we can actually just use the height advantage to take them out. Now typically you want to be about 2 tiles away from a ledge, but I think because there's no often on roofs in XCOM there's half cover along the edge of the roof, but here it's quite open, so it's possible that we get spotted from this kind of a position. So I think I'm actually going to try moving in towards the middle of the roof, hopefully a position from which we shouldn't be spotted, and then what I will hope to do is get another audio cue as to where the various pods are, and then see if we can drop down on them.
On it.
Okay, we'll just consolidate our squad here in the middle of the roof.
Heading to that location.
It would be incredible if the sectoids actually climbed up one of the pipes and stumbled into our Overwatch, but alas, that is not to be. I'm still not hearing the sectoids, though I do suspect that there is a pod somewhere down here in the road. Let's try perhaps moving a little closer, maybe to this kind of position. form a
That's affirmative.
line along here.
Procedo.
Roger that.
Heading to that location.
And then this should allow us to move up to the edge of the roof reasonably easily in various directions. Okay, now we have a cue as to where the sectoids are. This is good. And there's a decent amount of cover along here too, even if it is only half cover. There are a few possible options to take. Could simply move... Oh, we have full cover here. That's very promising. I think I will actually just move into this full cover. It's pretty likely that we'll toggle the sectoids, but that's okay. Let's do it with Venturini. She has pretty good aim. And there they are. Okay, it looks like we've toggled 2 pods here. Perhaps not ideal. Okay. And Venturini is inside of all of them. Well, one thing we will have for sure is a very nice flank on that one. So that's something I will take straight away. And then I'll worry about quite what to do with the rest of them after that. Just see if any of them are close to a pipe. There is a pipe here, but it's probably only this sectoid or maybe one of these that can get to it. One thing that was perhaps a mistake is that Venturini is the one troop who has a smoke grenade. It may have been better to hold her back and throw smoke over the half cover, and then which would have allowed us to take shots from elevation with a relative degree of safety, but alas, what can one do? Okay, I'm just looking for the troop with decent aim. Here, Lukas Schmid has a good shot on the sectoid behind the van, and this being XCOM, it's a miss. Okay, we do have another option, which is to use flashbangs to see how many sectoids are in sight of us from this position here. Alright, I think what we can do is throw a flashbang down on this pod. That's probably one of the safer bets. And again, we will want to use a trooper who has decent aim. Okay. There we go.
Welcome to Earth, mate.
Also note that we have an HE grenade. This could be used on this on the mel down here, though I think a flashbang is a good choice for these 3. In which case I could use grenades to kill. Yes, it's only this sectoid here, and then this group that's in line of sight of us. Quite a few sectoids can see Venturini, although she does have pretty good aim. But I'm not thrilled about exposing her to that many. I may actually decide to pull her back into a position from where they can't see her. I think that will be the way to go. The question is where to safely throw a flashbang, and I'm thinking I could probably get one off from here. So I will try this with Medina. And there we are. Okay, we're not going to get the sectoid towards the back, but that's not too bad. Okay, I'm not going to throw it yet, but I know it's there. Okay, who does this leave me with? Sophie C is indeed able to get a grenade down there. So I could move her to a position like this, blow up that sectoid's cover, and then perhaps try and use Alyssa Johnson to finish it off. The one thing that does worry me is that if I blow the sectoid's cover, it's liable to run up the pipe, and then it would have flanks on us. So I think it's actually safer to grenade it from up here using AP grenades. Or it would be... Oh wait, there we are. Got it. Okay, that sectoid is down. I will fall Venturini back. I could hunker her, but then I'm liable to have the sectoids use psychic attacks on me, and that's not something I really want to deal with. So I'll pull her back. I wonder if there's any other... looks like there is one sectoid back here who is going to be shooting at us, but we've done most of what we can. I suppose I could see if my last troop is able to throw a grenade at them. Perhaps from a position such as this, but to be honest, I'm not in love with it. I could try moving to here and then throwing it over the back. That is a consideration, actually. If we can kill this sectoid with an AP grenade, that will really make things quite a lot safer. Ooh. I think I did see it for a second there. Hold on. The question is, of course, whether it's actually close enough to kill it. You generally need to land the AP grenade right on top of the alien to blow it up, because in long war, grenade damage tails off quite substantially. So if it's not right at the point of impact, oops, so close. Okay, oh, I almost had it there. That said, well, I was going to say I'm not going to bother, but if I can get it... if I can get it, and it does kill the sectoid, that's great. But even if it isn't killed... Okay, I see. Got it. Okay, even if the sectoid does not die from this... It may fall back if it's injured, but I needn't have worried. Sophie C is born to throw grenades, it would seem. Alright. That went reasonably well. I think we killed 3 sectoids, flashbanged another 2, leaving only one, I think one sectoid, the one behind the truck, who we can see has done a mind merge. I'm quite happy to be suppressed from down there, much better than being shot at. And this sectoid could be flanked, although I'm not sure we'll have the mobility to get to those positions. Sounds like the meld has expired also. Let's see what we can do here. I'm not sure that this is quite going to get us a flank. Oh, it might. Let's see. No, not close. In which case our best bet is probably to move into this full cover and see what we can see. Very unfortunate. We only opened up a very small patch of the road. This is probably most of the sectoids on the map. What I will probably do is actually just fall back from this sort of position and continue to use grenades. Well, these 2 troops are exposed. We do also have that smoke grenade with Venturini. So I'll probably use her with the smoke. I need to keep in mind where the pipes are too. Okay, the pipe is there. There's nothing really around this side until back here. I'm just going to check how many sectoids we have. 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we have the 3 within line of sight and then another 3 around this truck. I think it may be worth throwing an AP grenade onto the truck. This is an action that might actually force the... which could potentially force the sectoids into moving, especially if the truck is set on fire. And even if not, moving in this direction might be advantageous, because we could potentially, in a turn or two, when we thin their numbers out slightly, drop down behind them and get some flanks. So Quite like the idea of moving in this direction. I'm getting some... the one thing that is frustrating about this map is that it can be a little bit glitchy with the... because of the multiple levels. Ooh, that's really not very pleasant. Let's try repositioning here. Okay, that's better. So I think we want to be in this position. This should give us our best bet at throwing a grenade over. Had I gone behind the column or the tree, I think our throw might have been obstructed. Let's see if we can get it. That looks pretty good. Okay, this isn't unlikely to kill any of the sectoids, but what it will hopefully do is achieve two things. One, by hurting both of these sectoids down here, they'll be unable to continue suppressing us. Two, by damaging the car, these sectoids are forced into moving, which means we can potentially exploit them using Overwatch. So what I think I'm going to do is sort of cluster some of my troops around here, Overwatch them where they have line of sight of the sectoids,
Yes,
and then use smoke to keep our troops safe. This is quite a good shot though. I'm going to take it just in case the sectoid were to step backwards out of our line of sight. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Here I will take an Overwatch, I think. Overwatch, another Overwatch, and then I will have Schmidt throw down a smoke grenade over these two troops in the half cover. And I think this should keep us reasonably safe. This is why I quite like bringing smoke grenades along. It allows us to take slightly more aggressive positions than we might otherwise have been able to do. Okay, this is quite standard sectoid behavior. Because the sectoids know that they're going to have to run an Overwatch, they use the mine merge to try and ensure that they have a chance of surviving. Although, as we can see, that's not actually what they're doing, so these two sectoids are probably going to be destroyed by the car. It may be that the car will blow up at the end of the following turn. Yes, and that appears to be the case. So, let's see here.
That's affirmative.
Alright, there's not too much we can see from this position. However, next turn, and in fact possibly this turn, we might have been able to drop down. The problem here, of course, is that it's going to be difficult to drop into a position where we have cover. A move like this might yield some rewards, but I think I'll probably just Overwatch from up there for now. I could also throw grenades down, but I would rather Overwatch if I can. It's a little risky, but let's see, can we get to this position without getting shot? The answer to that question is no. Okay, I'm just using a line of sight indicator. I'm going to dash this troop back along here as well, in the hopes of continuing to use, perhaps exploit a flank around the back of the map. Okay. I can't remember if smoke lasts for 1 or 2 turns. I think it may clear. But at this point I'm going to risk one more round of Overwatches. Okay, I'm really not having the best of luck shooting today, unfortunately.
Eyes peeled, Commander.
Certainly, I may have been guilty of being a bit passive last turn, but this time those sectoids are dead. In fact, I really should have realized that that car was probably going to blow at the end of my turn, in which case I could have directed my fire at the sectoid at the back of the truck and just overwhelmed it by volume of fire. that's something I think I'm likely to do this turn. The one thing I am slightly worried about is the sectoids dropping back into other positions, but it seems like there's one there and another here. Let's see. I'm able to drop into this position, though I don't safely. If you move, if you drop into, even if sectoids are on Overwatch, if you drop one tile close to them, one tile into their line of sight, like the first tile that they see you, you won't be hit by Overwatch. So dropping down into here, assuming that it's a square that's in cover, which I think it would be, could provide us with a flank. That said, because it's indicating that this is in cover here, it may not be here, and then it could be a death sentence, so I'm just not going to risk it. What I might do, though, is perhaps make use of a grenade. Okay. Here we can move it into this full cover, and I think at this point we can just take advantage of the height
Shot failed to connect.
and shoot from heavy cover with a reasonable degree of safety. Okay, no luck. What I will do is move Schmidt back. I could also consider dropping down and trying to flank in this direction. But there is a small chance that there's another pod, say, somewhere below us. It's unlikely, but
Moving out.
could happen. I'll overwatch from here in case that sectoid tries to move. And then from here I'll consider... Let's see if we can get a grenade. Oh, this is good. Okay, so I can now see that this is a safe position. Although by moving here with Venturini, as much as I'd like to drop down and get a flank, this is not the turn to do it because the other sectoids back here would shoot at us. So we're better off overwatching. Could throw a grenade, but I think what I'll actually do at this point is just fall back. In fact, even that's risky because I could toggle a pod behind us. I'm going to hunker down. And then next turn I'll try and take positions that might give us a flank on that side. We have quite an advantageous position, so there's no need to force things or take risks at this point. Okay. We have a couple of quite suicidal sectoids here. Ladina is suppressed, that's fine. Okay. And I think now is the turn to drop down. So, the likelihood is that there's one more sectoid behind this truck, although it doesn't seem like it. There is one sectoid remaining down here that we can't see. One, two, three. I don't know where they are. I'm concerned they could be somewhere behind us. I can drop down to this position quite safely though, and I think I will do just that. See if we can get eyes on. Okay. And there it is. Alright. Now it's time to take some flanks, I think.
Okay.
Let's hope this is a kill.
Enemies down.
Alright, that's a great start. I'm just curious to see if we can drop down from this side. No. We can safely shoot from this full cover.
Damn it! Missed the target.
I won't be shooting with Venturini. Okay, it's interesting that we can see the sectoid from up here. Something we do have to be mindful of is that if they take that pipe, we are in serious trouble. The sectoid cannot be allowed to do that. So, the question then becomes how to prevent them from moving any further. Interesting. Okay. A plan is beginning to emerge. Okay. I think I see what we need to do. I'm going to use a grenade to release the suppression. On one of my troops. Okay. So Medina can flank the sectoid on 1 hit point. And then the question becomes what the safest place to take care of this sectoid is. Can Medina get to? The one unfortunate thing is that we're going to take a shot from the sectoid at the back. Okay, and because that seems likely, it may actually be worth shooting with Venturini. Alright, that risk has paid off very nicely now, because it makes it much safer for us to deal with this final sectoid. I'm just going to see if we can block the pipe. No, that's not possible. We could both Overwatch, but that could leave the sectoid to move up towards us. Venturini is only visible by the sectoid at the bottom. One option is to take this position here, and I think that's probably our best bet actually. And then we can perhaps even use our final grenade to try and kill the one at the back. Or we could shoot it from the full cover. That might not be a bad idea. Okay. I'm going to drop down with the carbine. See if we can kill this sectoid. If it fails to die, I'll throw a grenade from up top. That is unfortunate. One other possibility would be to move into a position like this and just shoot it at close range. Because in fact a grenade might not kill it as well. Let's see. Actually, I can get an AP grenade right on top of it. So let's do that. I think that's probably the safest. The absolute safest way to kill the sectoid with apologies to Dr. Valen, of course.
Catch.
Okay, now we just have to survive this turn. We do have a troop in half cover, so
Hey, a little help?
it seems like they really don't like you being in full cover above them. That's quite a nice thing to try and remember, because it may be exploitable in future. Okay, let's see. Just seeing if any of these troops up the top can get a flank. The other thing to consider is which of my troops still is in need of promotion. I know Venturini has a kill. C has a kill. Medina does not have a kill. Okay. So Medina can take a flank, but I need to have some contingencies. C has a flank also. Does anyone have a grenade remaining? No. Okay. We do have a grenade on Venturini, but it's not going to be in range from there. Ugh. I don't really like... I mean, these are going to be two very high percentage shots, but it's still not something I'm in love with. I think the safest thing to do at this point is take a flank with C.
Okay.
If that fails, I'll shoot with everyone else, and if that fails, I'll use a grenade. Here I'm privileging getting the sectoid corpse. Oh, okay, there's more sectoids on the map. Wow. Alright. That is quite terrifying. What we want to make sure we don't move into any new positions. The remaining sectoids are likely in this side of the map somewhere. Venturini is the person I'm most worried about, but I really don't want to move her at all. And I could pull back towards us. I think I am going to do that, actually. The other thing I will do, I think, is move my troops who are on the roof in this direction. And my thinking here is quite simple. It's that since I think the sectoids are in this part of the map, what we're probably best to do is move with the ground troops along this side and then drop down in behind and flank them. So let's do that. Okay.
Sweet as a nut.
Let's see if we can get a reading on a bearing on these remaining sectoids. Okay, it's possible that they're a drone pod. Alright, let's just inch around the edge of the map here. Okay, we want to be careful not to actually toggle them, so just take some very small moves here.
Headed there now.
Heading to that location.
I'm going to dash C up so that she's with the rest of the squad.
Good to go.
Eyes peeled, Commander.
And we'll just reload in shifts. I'm not bothering to reload with Medina because she's probably the most likely troop to encounter the sectoids. Okay.
Sounds weird and pissed off.
So what we're going to want to do is get this squad back up on the roof now. It's possible that we toggle them by moving along here. And indeed we do. That's unlucky. I'm trying to see where they were. Okay, there is one sectoid. I might fall back.
Moving to position.
And I'm going to use Overwatch down here. The other thing to be mindful of is the pipes. Looks like Venturini should be reasonably safe. Okay.
Heading to that location.
Wonder if we've got... I think we probably want to start swinging around the back.
Location confirmed.
See if we can get a mix of solid positions. I'd like to cover the stairwell too.
I'm on it.
So we have a couple of decent Overwatches. And then I just need to establish what I want to do with Venturini. Yeah, I think I'll drop her down here, because she may be able to get flanks around this side. Or act as a spotter. Okay.
Damn it, missed the target. Negative. Weapons dry.
Okay. So, this is unfortunate. We don't seem to have a... That's looking pretty good. But are we going to be safe? Okay, we've got a sectoid back here. I'm not sure that one's going to see us, so I think we should be able to move into this position. Oh, but we can't see the sectoid. I should have used the line of sight indicator. That's actually quite concerning. Okay, I'm just gonna see what kinds of shots we can get from here. Because the sectoid is that cover? It is. Okay. Do we have a grenade? No. And where's the sectoid down here? Okay, they're in cover there. We need to be mindful of the pipes. So we can only drop down in areas where there is a pipe. So that's here. And this is probably the side we're going to be wanting to drop down from, I think. Rather than although we're not going to get a flank from there either. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a bearing on where the sectoids are. There are 3. One here, one here. Just trying to think what the best way of exploiting their positions are. I think there is some merit to moving into this position, actually. Although, if this sectoid is on Overwatch, yeah, that's not really going to work. Okay, let's get towards this back pipe.
Already there.
I'll dash to this position. Now we need to worry about Medina. I think we'll use an AP grenade. Okay, that was quite successful. If Schmidt could get to some... One thought I have is actually just hunkering down in this position. Because it might prompt the sectoids into something silly, and then next turn, especially if they're not on Overwatch, we could just drop down and get a flank. So I think I might actually do that.
Okay.
It's probably best for C to fall, well, I was going to say to fall back. But
Okay,
I think we can actually advance relatively safely thanks to line of sight
let's
blocking
do
here.
this.
Then
Ci penso io.
we'll Overwatch on this side.
Mi metto di guardia.
Okay. Yes, there's the sectoid in full cover. Next turn we have a flank potentially, so we'll just hunker down. Sectoid can't get into a position to flank us, so there's no problem there. Could even try and be very sneaky and move behind, but that is a position the sectoid could get to, so
Moving.
let's not do that. We'll simply hunker with both troops. It may just Overwatch, but that's fine. We can always hunker again if need be.
Do something.
As I'd suspected, we've been suppressed. This troop is now free to move down there, and we just need to get the sectoid in this position sorted out. So, let's see what Stone can offer us. That is unfortunate. We're not going to be able to move in on this sectoid here. Now, the next question is, are we going to be spotted if we drop down in this direction? And the answer looks like we may not be. I think this sort of a move could be safe, especially if we can then pen the other sectoid. Is this a... yeah, this is a wall. So... aha. Okay, no, so the sectoid is there. I'm not going to be able to get him from that position. Okay, we don't actually have a flank on the sectoid this turn. Next turn, however, we will. So,
Been done.
let's drop down. Oh no, we've got the flank anyway. Very nice. Okay. That just leaves this sectoid to deal with. And this may actually be a situation where we just want to sort of trick the sectoid into doing something silly. It's in quite a good position though. I wonder if there's any way we could sort of... Oh, no, we can't get behind the truck. And even if we did, we'd get spotted. Okay, I do wonder whether... Okay. So I'm going to see if I can move into this position. I just kind of want to try and move in on the sectoid from all angles. Seems like I can.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Let's drop down. Oh no, okay. We're alright. So we can overwatch from there.
Roger. I've got my eyes on.
We can overwatch from here.
Affirmativo.
And basically what we're looking to do is pin the sectoid. And here we want to take to the roof. In fact, dashing along the back wall might be the move here. The other thing I wonder is whether actually falling back might be the best option. Okay, it looks like we can fall back out of this position without being shot. And this is because we were using this as a line of sight block.
Roger, I've got my eyes on.
Okay. I'm not sure we'll actually be able to see the sectoid from here. Oh, we probably will. Not worth the risk. Okay. What I really don't want is the sectoid coming up the probably is close enough to it was in this position, wasn't it? Yeah. But if I sit here, I'm actually blocking the ladder, so I think I'll probably just do that. I had a feeling this might happen. Let's move back so we can hit it on Overwatch. Okay.
Sights must be off.
Oh, if I've flanked my trooper, this could be a disaster. No. But, lesson learned, I shouldn't have sat there. That was a mistake. Okay. Thankfully, Stone should now be able to exact revenge. Let's just see if there's anyone else who needs a promotion before I drop him down. Okay, everyone has their promotion, so let's drop Stone down. We've also got cover from that position too, if needed. So.
Affirmative.
And look, it didn't even get through his armor. He's all right. One very bad move, but otherwise I think we were okay.
Jog on.
So, back to the base. Although we do have one more mission lined up immediately afterwards. So what I'll do is just equip the squad for that, and then call it a session here.
Excellent work, Commander. I'm
Okay.
impressed you were
Promotions
able to
all round,
recover
that's
so
just what we
much
wanna
of the
see.
lab substance without any casualties.
The Doctor is in good spirits. 6 sectoid corpses as well.
Be in touch, Commander.
And is there anything I want to sell?
Several members of the council
Not
have
at this
expressed
point.
an interest in acquiring some of the artifacts we've recovered.
We want to build
However,
another
we should
satellite
be
uplink
careful in
as soon as
choosing what
possible,
items
but
we
we're going to
release.
be able to
The
have
research team may not have discovered their true value yet.
we are going to be able to have enough resources from the UFO mission that we also have open. Now, I'm going to choose a squad for this mission, and one thing I do want is to bring somebody with a shotgun. And that trooper is probably going to be... Let's see. Who are our options? Basically, I need to settle on somebody to promote into a scout. That wouldn't be Salas, though he's injured anyway. 41 hours for Bagong, but she'll be a sniper. Stavrakis' health is a little on the low side to be a scout, but he's an option. I'm not sure what else I would make him into with these scout stats. He does have pretty decent wills, so perhaps he's better suited to being a support psi medic. I think our good friend Enitan will be the choice as a scout. I tend to usually promote troops with 13 mobility because I know that scouts get lots of extra mobility plus sprinter later on anyway. But I do need a scout for this mission to take, or someone with a shotgun to take the outsider out safely. And it can be helpful to have 1 or 2 troops with better mobility as well, especially for things like bomb disposal missions. We've got 22 hours left. Is that enough? Yes, he should be ready then. All the more reason to bring him. So we'll advance time until they're ready. 8 hours remaining. It's a shame we don't have the motion tracker yet.
Just like it sounds, the support class provides that intangible edge our squads need. They make everyone around them better. The heavy weapons specialist provides a crucial service to the squad. With the rocket launcher in tow, there are demolitions experts.
An alloy plate and a flashbang. Flashbang is a good choice because if they're unable to kill the outsider, they'll just flashbang it and then kill it in the following turn. That's going to be the plan. We'll pin it with Overwatch. Ideally, I'd like suppression. But Khalil is a clear support medic promotion, so I think I'll just bring another round of rookies. We'll bring someone with sniper-ish stats, so 70 aim or above. Here we have a troop with 72 aim. Benassi. Probably well suited to the medkit smoke grenade combo. I'll bring somebody along who I think would make a good sort of frontline fighter. So let's look for this trooper is clearly an assault if I've ever seen one. Good health, good decent mobility, negative armor, all things that you want in your assault. And I'll equip them with perhaps a second flashbang. Okay, let's see if we have any potential Rocketeer candidates. Perrin looks like they could be alright. I quite like having troops with high mobility and good aim as my Rocketeers, especially because I think I mentioned in the last video, I tend to favor the Overwatch build for my Rocketeers where possible. So Jalita Ankadjera, I think that's how her surname might be pronounced, is probably the candidate. And then let's choose somebody who will make an officer carrying an LMG, one of the troops with 12 mobility. Sebastian Duffy, that looks pretty good. That 5 health is a little wasted on them, but they're a bit too slow to be any other type of troops, so probably not a bad choice. They can have the second medkit. And then one more frontline fighter. Tichukamuro has pretty good stats for a frontliner. Marie Phillips will be a grenadier, I think. I might bring her along, actually. Lundstrom, some nice nice stats for an assault as well. I just want to see if I have anyone. I like troops with high mobility and solid aim to be to be my tank infantry class, but I don't really have anyone who looks like a standout candidate there. Lindstrom could be. Let's go with Phillips. She'll make a good grenadier. And indeed, probably not a bad candidate to carry an HE grenade as well. I wouldn't bring more than one, because especially on crashed UFO maps in Riparian or Forest, you're actually unlikely to get too much destructible cover. Even the UFO parts are often hard to destroy. So, in fact, I'm almost tempted to just bring a second AP grenade instead, and I think I will do that. There's a couple of reasons for this. One, it's often good to have an AP grenade or two left over towards the end of the mission to use on the outsider, especially in case your shotgunner can't finish it off in one hit, which is often the case, actually, if they roll low. But two, we haven't seen any drones yet, and I feel like we probably will see some soon. AP grenades are also useful against drones early on, although in maps where they're outside, that's less likely to be the case than maps indoors, where, because they're indoors, the drones tend to fly low, whereas outside they tend to have more elevation. It can be harder to bounce land a grenade or bounce a grenade off something to hit them nearby, but not too much we can do about that at this point. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to be bringing, and I don't think there really is. This will probably do. We have a nice little clutch of sectoid corpses at this point as well, so I think I'm happy with this mix of equipment. Actually, one move that might be better is to give Benassi an AP grenade and place the smoke on Phillips. This way, Phillips, all of my troops carry an AP grenade and are, have the chance of getting a kill with the AP grenade if needed. Benassi does have pretty good aim, but I'm quite happy with this mix. So let's leave it there for this session, and we'll resume next time to take on our first crashed UFO. Thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure.